everybody, especially the Korra fandom. How you doing? I waited about a week of Legend of Korra's Book 2 premiere, so I don't give out any spoilers to people who haven't watched the episode yet. And if you haven't, get that done because it's been a week since it premiered. It's on Nickelodeon.com. It's probably downloadable on Tumblr. I'm here to voice my completely useless and unimportant opinions about the Legend of Korra Book 2 premiere. Let's get started, shall we? Let's begin with the Tonraq-Unalaq sibling rivalry. There really isn't much of a sibling rivalry, as there was between Iroh and Ozai, but then again, there's still some angst between the two. It's obvious that Tonraq still has some issues with Unalaq, maybe because he's upset that he didn't get the throne, or just maybe he doesn't like how Unalaq's been so pushy since Korra's been born. I don't know, but there seems to be a lot of tension between the two, and I would like to know a little bit more of why there's so much tension there. Speaking of Tonraq, let's talk about Tonraq's banishment. Like my previous video, Nickelodeon.com released that Tonraq was banished from the Northern Water Tribe because he attacked a spirit forest. And from this episode, we learned that he didn't attack the spirit forest brutally and on purpose, he was protecting his tribe. He was going there to take out the risk of these barbarians destroying whatever utopia the Northern Water Tribe is. I felt like banishment was a bit too much of a punishment. Because Tonraq said he was the general of the Northern Water Tribe. And as a general, he must do whatever he possibly can to protect his tribe. And so if he wasn't serving his purpose as a general, then what was he doing? I felt like his punishment was a bit too much. I can understand that he destroyed a spirit forest, but he didn't do it on purpose. He did it with a reason, and it should have just been like, okay, well, you destroyed that, you should do some community service. Now, following this line of talking about Korra's family, let's talk about Eska and Denza. They were an interesting duo. I kind of enjoyed them. One thing is kind of creeping me out. So is Eska and Denza and Bolin gonna be kind of like a threesome? Because I don't see Denza stepping away from his twin sister. Speaking of their relationship, it went really fast. I wasn't expecting it to be as drawn out as Aang and Katara, or Mai and Zuko, or Suki and Sokka. No, I mean, I was expecting it to be kind of like, oh, 2 episodes in and then they're together. No, as soon as he meets them, bam, they're together. But despite this quick pace into the relationship, I'm kind of excited for Eska and Bolin's romance arc. Are they gonna work with each other, or is she gonna grow tired of him, or is he not gonna like her? And the big question is Bolin and Asami gonna get together? Because I secretly want to see that happen. The twins and Mai could be similar. I just look fondly on Mai and be like, oh, she was kind of a funny character. She had her funny moments, and Eska did too. She was completely funny with her lines about Bolin being her boyfriend and a slave, and my feeble turtle duck, and I will save you, and she's got some good lines. I'm waiting for Denza to step up to the plate and give us some good one-liners, because I'm just really looking forward to that. Moving on from the Korra family, let's talk about Cloud babies. Oh, they're so cute! We get to see Tenzin and Bumi and Kaya interact and see how they interact as a family and how they interact as siblings. And we get to kind of see how Katara and Aang raise their children. And I just love how their characteristics are so similar yet unique in their own way. You can clearly see how their parents shaped them. I love it. I love seeing Katara and Aang's other children. And when they called her mom, it was just, she's a mommy! And the award for trying to be the Avatar's boyfriend goes to Mako! Good job, Mako, on trying to be a better boyfriend than he was last season. Because honestly, he's really trying and he really loves Korra. You can clearly see it. And it makes me want to rip my heart out because it's beautiful and I want something like that. No, I don't. Great job on Mako trying to be a better boyfriend. I am really happy. You can clearly see the struggle with being in a relationship with a supreme being as an avatar, because she's stuck making choices that are based on what the spiritual world needs and what her family needs, and it's hard to choose between the two, and he's there trying to help her and saying that whatever you choose, I will support you, which is really good. Having that backing and that support from your loved one means the world to you, and they will be behind you no matter what happens. Dear God, I hope this ship does not sink in the middle of book 2, because I don't know what's gonna happen, and what's gonna happen during books 3 and 4, I don't know. They better not ruin the relationship. Now here's the biggie. Okay, the Korra fandom has been ranting about this since the episode aired, and this is about Korra's anger and how she expressed it to her elders. Now, Korra's anger and frustration and outlash is actually really understandable. It's not her just being an angsty teenager and shouting at the top of her lungs and screaming. It's actually really understandable. There are a lot of points which lead to her being angry. She never really had a normal childhood. She was kept in a compound her entire life, constantly guarded, constantly watched, and was focused on training as an avatar in combat. She never really had the avatar experience that Aang and past avatars have had, about experiencing and exploring the world and picking your own teachers and understanding different cultures and realizing what an avatar means as a whole world and not just a small city or a small town or a small tribe. And you gotta remember this, the avatars weren't aware of their being until they were the age of 16, so that they could have a normal childhood. They could know the beginnings of a normal life. Okay, yes, she was lied to her entire life that Aang put her in that position, when in actuality it was her father and Tenzin, although I have a feeling that Aang kind of suggested to keep an eye on her, because remember, being the Avatar in Aang's time was a dangerous thing. Not because he was a great powerful being, but because of the threat of the Fire Nation. Kinda get where I'm going with this? Tenzin and her father were probably trying to do their best for her because they realized that Aang's time was dangerous and there could still be people with that 100-year war mindset. It's understandable that they kept her protected because they didn't want her hurt and they didn't want her in danger. But it was, like I said again, really big of them to put her in a compound and watch 24/7. I'm just pulling out the main points and putting my understanding into it and hoping other people will understand what I'm trying to say, and we'll see that characters have flaws. Characters, even though they're not real, they're written to have flaws, and it's amazing to have flaws because that means they are more human. They are more like us in real life. They're not just a perfect picture on a television screen. Be sure to click my coronation link, please. Clickety-click, linkety-link. We'll share points with each other. Make sure to sign up with my link. Leave your link in the comments below so I can click it, so we can do the clickety-click, linkety-link, sharing points kind of thing. You guys have a great day, and I hope you enjoy Legend of Korra tomorrow.